All right, guys, we wanted to kind of give you a behind the scenes look at my archery range, if you will. We kind of wanted to do like a mini disclaimer. Like, I get it. This is gonna come across as, wow, you are super spoiled, but I wanted you to pump the brakes and realize that this is my 20th year of bow hunting. And I've hunted all over the US, including Alaska, Hawaii. I've hunted elk for 20 years. I have a lot of reps hunting, a lot of real application experience, and the bottom line is I preach tags over gear, and I still do to this day. But when you look at an archery range and where I've moved further away from my local Spokane Valley archery range. This is what I had to do to make it convenient so I can practice archery, and it all comes down to this: I just want to kill an elk. And I know that you know that if it's convenient and that I can just grab my bow right off the countertop, walk out onto my deck, and I can shoot out to 100 yards, several different targets, I'm gonna do it. And that perfect practice day in and day out is going to give me the confidence, the peace of mind that when I'm in the mountains, my weapon is dope, we are one, and I'm gonna execute and I'm gonna bring home what I set out to get, which is elk meat for the freezer. We wanna show you guys the range tour, and we wanted you to know, hey, buy tags before gear, but if you look at it from my angle, this is an investment in future success, and there is a separation in the preparation. It starts with shooting your weapon. And the last thing I was gonna tell you guys is that ElkShape, believe it or not, this is my full-time job. And I work 100 hours a week, so I don't have to work 40 hours a week for somebody else. And I'm that passionate about elk hunting and fitness and personal development. And so yeah, I'm super fortunate I get to do ElkShape full time, and I'm gonna ride this wave as long as I can. And then Morel Targets came along and they saw what we're doing and they believed in us, which is what I require of partners. And they completely hooked it up for us, because I was looking at buying one Reinhardt 3D elk target, and it was going to be well over $2,000 to get that thing freighted here. I would have one elk target. Instead, for the same price, I have a full archery range, 6 bag targets, a Bionic deer. I got the high roller series. I have all these targets. So from a blue collar economical standpoint, thank you Morel for believing us, and thank you blue collar elk hunters. Go out there, support Morel. Their stuff's super affordable. It's gonna last a long time. And I'm gonna put the stamp of ElkShape approval on it, because it's gonna hold up and you're gonna get your money's worth. Okay, we have the Morel Bionic deer. So this is a 3D deer. It's kind of a bag target hybrid. It does have some foam, but this is a cool little 3D deer. I keep it at 30 yards off my deck. The whole goal was to shoot from the deck. Great target. You can pull your arrows super easy, and then behind it I have your classic yellow jacket. You can get that from any Wally World. I went directly through Morel. So the Bionic deer is the best thing I got as far as the 3D. I keep it over here kind of off the side. It's 30 yards from, I like to shoot whitetail 30 yards on in. It's super legit, super realistic. Now, we built this range knowing that we have new neighbors. So some of you are gonna comment and say, well, you have a house right behind you. Yes, I know that. They're not moved in yet. We have talked to them and discussed that I'm an avid archer, and we have a vinyl fence going up before they move in, and their move-in date has been pushed back. The fence will be in before they move in. So disregard the house, refrain from commenting you have a house behind you. Don't worry, we're well aware. This is the Keep Hammering bag target. It's like 119 bucks on Morel's website. This thing is super legit. I don't know how to tell you. What I'm looking for is my arrows don't penetrate this thing hardly at all. I can pull my arrows out super easy. It's sitting on a frame that we fabricated. My buddy Jake Webb fabricated with just leftover scrap that I had laying around the house. So we both kind of came up with the design, and then he executed. It turned out pretty stinking hip. Now this one, the target has 2 sides to it. You kind of have your deer vitals, and then that white heart shot's usually what I aim for. And then on the other side, you have
just a really big red dot to aim for. And I mean, this thing's super sturdy. That's at about 43 yards. And then we have 50 yards right here. Now this one we made so you can reference the video where I do another VXR bow build where I paper tune my buddy's bow using this. So we just have this right here where you can slide, take this bag target off real quick. You can just pop the pin, put our butcher paper roll that I got off Amazon, roll it up to here, put your clamps on, and you can shoot through paper, put your target right behind it. So this doubles as my little DIY paper tuner, which is super handy if you're gonna paper tune, bear shaft tune, knock tune. First 3 targets, I kind of have the deer face just to mix it up. So that's at 50 and this is at 55. And again, these are really light. And the whole idea is these are gonna be moved in once winter's here. I can just put these in the garage. But I did wanna leave a few targets out year round and still shoot. We usually get at most about a foot of snow here in Washington, Eastern Washington. So these targets are gonna stay out year round. If you guys want to check out how we built these, we made a whole video. We'll drop that in the video description so you can link back and watch. These are overbuilt, so we spent way too much money, about I think 125 bucks per. But it's got the roof to keep the target out of weather. I went ahead and used pressure treater timber, and I used big long timber screws, and I even painted it so that it would hold up for the, you know, all through winter, all through weather. I like the height as well as where they're hanging from. So this one's at about, I think this is like 60-ish yards. And then I have a broadhead target. This is also from Morel. You see it, this thing's had some reps as well. And I just shoot broadheads into this. And then we have 70 and 80. This is all from the deck. And to move these is kind of tricky. I usually just take the target out. So yeah, I have them staggered so I can kind of shoot each one, but this last target's out to 80, I think it's like 82 or 83 from the deck. And you can see we have another 20 yards until our property line. So once that vinyl fence is up, we're gonna move some dirt in as well just to have an extra backstop just for safety precautions. And I don't know, man, not everybody's gonna have an archery range in their backyard like this, but I wanted at least 3 bag targets to keep out year round, regardless if it's got snow or rain. That's why we built the roofs. And then I got those other 3 bag targets on the super lightweight frame where we can move those in and out. So what is that, 6 targets plus the deer. And then I have a couple of the high roller series that I take with me on my hunts out west. You could buy all these targets and it would probably equal the same price as 1 3D Reinhardt elk targets. Morel's killing it for the price point for us blue collar elk hunters. So I just say, hey, start with 1. Get 1 bag target, 129 bucks. Maybe build a frame. Maybe just use 2x4s if you want to. But all in all, get yourself 1 and just maybe every year add to your arsenal and you'll be from there. This is ElkShape HQ. I mean, we have to have a range. I can't just go drive to the archery range, but I do need to shoot every day. We got the home gym where, again, we've acquired equipment over time. This is where I want to train, shoot, and then I have a little mini amateur pro shop in my man cave where I can work on bows. I'm all about setting myself up to be able to do everything myself and work on it and just become efficient. And it's never been more obvious. I don't mind sheltering in place. I've set myself up here at HQ to have my range, to have my home gym, to have my little mini pro shop. And again, you could do this too, just do it slowly over time. All right guys, so that's your tour. Now, let's go rip a few arrows and show you what it's all about. So the VXR 31.5 is set for that. That being this release right here. So this is what I'm using. This is what I shot the turkey in the fall last year, the whitetail, and the mule deer. So, oh boy, look at this. I'm gonna have to refletch. One of these is missing a fletch now. It'd be this guy. Knocked it right off. Guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support. Speaking of support, check out moreltargets.com. Honestly, I think they're a blue collar company. They make blue collar targets for guys like you and I. And I don't know, man. I just want to see you guys support them. Appreciate you supporting us. Have the best week ever. Separation is in the preparation. Check out